God is coming to Anvil.
I have one last question. You're not God, are you?
I am the resurrection! I am the way and the truth! Where is God? He's missing. God is missing. God is God!
What the hell's Grail Industries anyway?
Okay, so let me just start off by saying what an amazing supernatural drama TV series. I mean, it did start off slow and understandably as the show is serving as a preamble for its DC Vertigo comic book run. So without saying, spoilers, but
Keep watching.
so the Preacher Season 1 ending explained. What has happened to the town of Anvil, Texas? Is R-Space still in hell, or is Jesse still hallucinating? And did DeBlanc make it out of hell, as we only saw Fior back at the bus stop? And where is God? And what to expect from Season 2 of my new favorite TV show in AMC's Preacher. Okay, so Jesse's town of Anvil has been completely annihilated, unintentionally, by Odin Quincannon and the Quincannon Mutant Power Methane Electroreactor. We've seen this machine teased throughout the season multiple times without knowing quite what it was. So yes, 100%, everyone in the town is dead, from Sheriff Root to Donnie and his wife, to Emily, Jesse's friend at the church. So this was done intentionally by the executive producers to not just hit the reset button on the series, but actually hit the go button on the series, as now this is where the comic books actually start, where the entire series is one big road trip where Jesse, Tulip, and Cassidy set out to find God. So it was an unfortunate means to an end, but I'm sure the new cast and crew will more than make up for it, as well as the road trip type setting. And don't expect them to be constantly moving. Expect them to occasionally stop in certain towns to help or deal with certain people, and also some certain people setting out to stop Jesse and crew from finding the truth about God. Now, is R-Space still in hell? As we saw Jesse talking to him at the diner at the end of the episode. So yes, it was confirmed by Seth Rogen and crew on Talking Preacher, and what Jesse told him in the diner was, "I haven't forgot about you, gonna get you out of hell one way or another." So Jesse is still imagining that R-Space is around him at random times due to the burden of his guilt. Now you might be wondering, why would they make this call, as it seems kind of pointless to keep the character around if he's not going to be seen by others? This is most likely a bit of a comic Easter egg, as in the comics he had an imaginary friend who went by the name the Duke, who first appeared when Jesse was much younger and was there to provide him with encouragement and information he wouldn't have known otherwise, which is what R-Space's character does when he first reappears to Jesse in the church. It's unclear if we will get to join R-Space in his own personal hell, but I guess we can rest assured that he is still alive in the literal sense, just not on Earth's surface, and we'll still see him on occasion throughout the series giving Jesse advice. And personally, for such a rich character, it is great that he wasn't just killed off. Another character also in hell is DeBlanc, Fior's angel counterpart, since we didn't see him exit hell, and we see Fior exiting the bus stop after the methane explosion. And also, I gotta point out, for all my Breaking Bad fans, how cool is it that Sam Catlin, who was an executive producer for Breaking Bad, to use some of the same locations in Breaking Bad that we see in Preacher. Eventually, I'll do an Easter egg video giving a deeper breakdown on those, but for now, R-Space and DeBlanc are in hell, and they're not gonna be together. Just like the Saint of Killers, in hell, everybody lives out their own personal hell. For the Saint of Killers, it was constantly reliving the death of his family and his horse. R-Space's personal hell will be most likely reliving the events of the day he tried to kill Tracy Loach and then kill himself with a shotgun, and that'll be brutal if we get to see that. And as for DeBlanc's, I'm just guessing here, will probably be something along the lines of reliving all the failures that he experienced from this first season. I mean, throughout the series, he was shot, he was ran over and cut up by Cassidy, he was beat up and killed multiple times by the Seraphim, and couldn't successfully extract and keep contained Genesis. Now, where is God? Remember, in this Preacherverse, God is a real person. So at some point, probably not in this season, they will find him and he and Jesse will have an epic confrontation. But as far as what to expect from Season 2, the directors did leave plenty of little Easter eggs along the way to confirm big baddies that we'll get to see in next season. To name a few, in episode 3 titled The Possibilities, Tulip is talking to her friend Danny, and Danny is talking about some gross, grotesque man who just keeps eating. And I'll try not to be too spoilery, but the man who keeps eating that Danny talked about is most likely Allfather D'Arquette, a grotesquely large man who is also bulimic. But he is very intelligent and very ruthless. Another character, the man in all white who appears later in the episode, he is absolutely expected to be the main villain of Season 2, even though Allfather is more powerful. Think of it like Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, where the main villain was Ronan the Accuser, even though we know that Thanos is the even bigger baddie waiting later. Anyway, with Herr Starr, he has such a deep and rich backstory, and even though he is very ruthless, he will offer a lot of comedic relief, with, let's just say, physical comedy. The actor who played him in this season was Morse Bicknell, another Sam Catlin crossover from Breaking Bad. He was the driver of the Declan guy who was talking to Heisenberg during the famous Say My Name speech. Some other characters they might do, it's not confirmed, but since there's God and angels and hell, there has to be a Jesus, right? So if they go that route, I can't see Seth Rogen going any other direction than casting his best friend, James Franco, for more than one reason. And if you've done your research on comic Jesus from Preacher, you'll understand why. And keep in mind, while all of Season 2 is going on, the Saint of Killers is hot on Jesse's trail, seeking vengeance on probably all preachers in the area because of the one that shot his horse. But don't worry, Tom Cruise is safe because he died back in episode 1. But that's everything I have for this ending explained for Preacher Season 1. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe below. And tell me if there are any comic book characters you'd like to see in Season 2, and what was your favorite moment from this first season? Mine was probably the Sundowner Motel fight between the Seraphim versus Jesse, Fior, and DeBlanc. I'll most likely be back with an Easter egg video, recapping all the little secrets the producers sprinkled into the series. And as always guys, this is 5 Thingas with the Thingabang Show. I'm out.